Why Manchester United must get rid of Antony this summer? For me, this is one of the important signings, and I think one of the big deals Manchester United should have got done in this summer transfer window. Now, he won't be going anywhere this summer amid interest from Fenerbahce. He should be someone that Manchester United should be looking to get on. You look at what he's really offered since coming in 3 seasons ago. This is his 3rd season under his manager, Erik ten Hag, and he hasn't really provided anything. Playing only 1 match this season, coming off the bench. I think it was towards the end of the game anyway. Erik ten Hag doesn't really seem to have Antony in his plans. That's going to be the main topic of this video. Please do leave a like, comment and subscribe, and let's get straight into it. So yeah, Antony for me is so important Manchester United let him go. You look at what we spent on him, £85 million, and he's not been an important player at all for Manchester United. We spent a lot of money on him, chasing him for a lot of the summer when we could have got him for 20 million. We ended up paying £85 million, taking his 20k away just to 200 grand a week. Like this signing was absolutely shocking and was one of the worst of the last couple of years under the kind of Glazer regime. Yes, we've had Pogba. Yes, Sancho is one of them. Sanchez as well. But Antony, for me, you look at Erik ten Hag desperately tried. This was an Erik ten Hag signing, and you can really see that Erik ten Hag has given up on him because he's not starting him in any games. When it's first protocol to bring off the bench, he's not the one to kind of come on. Like, Erik ten Hag doesn't really seem to kind of want him at United anymore. And yes, he had those tough couple of months with the allegations or whatever. We don't know what's happening there. That's a whole different topic. But you look at truly on the football pitch, he hasn't offered nothing in the time he's been at United. Last season was really, really poor. Yes, he helped us in the FA Cup quarter-final against Liverpool. But has he done it on a consistent basis? No. And you look at what Manchester United need. Is an Ahmad, is a Garnacho, is a Rashford at times, what they can show. And ultimately, can Antony do that? He's shown glimpses at Ajax, but nowhere near enough at Manchester United. And I do begin to think why Manchester United signed him. You look at what they had instead. They had Kudus out there. I think, look at what he's doing at West Ham. He's a top talent. For me, Antony, listen, he's 24 now. And we signed him when he was 21 or 22. For me, I just don't see this signing getting any better at Manchester United. You look at what he can really offer. It's limited. He's one-dimensional. Yes, he scored a few goals for us in his 1st and 2nd seasons, but it's not on a consistent basis. And listen, you look at some of the other wingers in the Premier League. You look at what Savinho's doing at Man City. He's only just come there. I know he was on loan with one of the other City clubs, but he's just come to Man City, hit the ground running straight away. But listen, every situation is different. But if you compare it to other wingers, Martinelli, Saka, you've even got Jared Bowen, Cole Palmer. All these players are just so different to Antony. And for me, the only reason why I'm talking about it is because there has been a lot of interest and a lot of rumours about his exit from the club. Real Betis were reportedly interested on him. I'd genuinely be happy with any club to take him. I don't know how much price you can get for him, maybe 30, 40 million. Again, it would be a huge loss for Manchester United, another embarrassing deal. Losing out on. I mean, you look at Sancho, we paid £85 million for him just to loan him to Chelsea, to loan him to Dortmund. And that'd be a very, very good signing for us. The same is going to happen with Antony. Paid €100 million for him, I think it was, which is about £85 million. He had, I wouldn't even say the first season was a good season. I mean, he scored 3 goals in his first 3 matches. He scored a few goals for us, but is it enough in kind of the long run? You look at what other players have offered for us over the years. Antony simply hasn't done enough. And that's why I think Manchester United must consider selling him. And he is becoming an issue. He's on 200 grand a week, sitting on the bench. He's taking up a spot where the young players can come through. And listen, Antony isn't the biggest problem at United. You've got other big players that should go. I think Maguire, Lindelof, next summer there'll be players to go. I think as well, Sancho, another big one in the attacking department. But I do certainly think the main reason why Erik ten Hag didn't sell him, it looked embarrassing on Ten Hag. Three seasons in, your £85 million sign, one of your first signings, you let go. And it'd be a ridiculous fee. It'd be 30, 40, not even that. So listen, Erik ten Hag's really got to try to do something with Antony if he doesn't want the embarrassment. But ultimately, I don't think Erik ten Hag does really want Antony at the football club anymore. Which clubs will take him? As I said, Real Betis were interested in him. Reports, Turkey now. So let's honestly see what happened with the Antony situation. But just another poor signing by Manchester United, and it's the same old stuff. Listen, for me, we've got to do much better in the window, and I think there's definitely other wingers who can add to Manchester United. Like, listen, compare Antony to Ahmad. There's only like a couple of years between them. I think Ahmad's 23 or 22, Antony's 24. 2 years between them. They're totally 2 different players. And yes, listen, Ahmad came from Serie A. He went on loan a few times. Antony came from Ajax, Eredivisie. If you want to compare the leagues, they are totally different, but they're playing in the same position, and it's two completely different ways of playing football. Ahmad's a technical, gifted player, and Antony doesn't really look like he's showing. I don't know if it's confidence, but whenever he does get on the ball, he just doesn't look certain, and he doesn't look like he can really do anything. And as I said, this doesn't want to sound kind of like a rant or kind of a dig at Antony, but it's great to do. And you actually look at what Antony can offer is really, really slim. So this is why I think United can and should get rid of him next summer. It's going to be another big summer for Manchester United. Obviously, this summer was relatively big and extensive. We got rid of a lot of players bought in. But next summer, there's going to be certain players that must leave. I mean, Maguire, Lindelof. Lindelof being kind of the two big ones. Maguire, Lindelof, Sancho, Antony. Certainly other players, I think, defensively, maybe Luke Shaw, Malacia, what happened with them this season. It's going to be another big window for Manchester United. But yeah, let's honestly see what happens. For me, Antony, I think this Turkish interest is positive. Obviously, that deal isn't going to get done, but I think it's certainly hope that some clubs would want him. I think Antony leaving would be a positive, because we've tried at Manchester United. There's no doubt he wants to work hard. But let's see what he can do this season. He might have a decent season, kind of show glimpses. I think for Antony, if we're looking for something, it's got to be 10 to 12 goals. But do I think Antony can do that? No. And like I said, this is not me kind of ranting, being negative about Antony. It's just the honest truth. And I'll just give my opinion on this channel. So let me know your thoughts. Please do subscribe. Thank you for watching. Hope you did enjoy. And peace.